My boss harassed my coworker but threatened my job if I spoke. Then my fiancée admitted she's his niece. Picture this. I'm Ryan, 33, a network administrator who thought he had life cracked. A steady job at a mid-sized tech company, a fiancée named Claire, a modest wedding set for next summer. It wasn't Hollywood, but it was mine, until it unraveled like a frayed cable. This is how standing up for what's right cost me everything. My career, my love, my sense of self. Names are changed, places blurred. Because truth doesn't need GPS to hit like a freight train. 4 years I'd been at this company, keeping servers humming, networks bulletproof. The pay wrestled rent in a city that devours dreamers, and I was good, damn good. My boss, Paul, mid-50s, was the type to slap your back at a company picnic, but make your skin crawl in a quiet hallway. He'd been there 2 decades, golfed with the CEO, flung client names like confetti. Paul was a corporate kingpin, untouchable, or so he thought. 6 months ago, I noticed Paul fixating on Emma, 28, a systems analyst with a mind sharper than a server blade. She was quiet, fixed her code without bragging. During a late-night server maintenance shift, just me, Emma, Paul, I slipped out of the server room for coffee. In the break room, Paul's voice slithered through, "You'd climb higher if you smiled more, Emma. Loosen up a bit." The words weren't professional, they were predatory, dripping with intent. Emma's laugh cracked like brittle glass. I figured it was Paul being sleazy, kept walking. First mistake, it didn't stop. In team meetings, he'd smirk. "Looking good, Emma, distracting us all." Winking like a shady salesman. He'd linger at her desk, leaning too close, probing, "No boyfriend, a girl like you?" Emma deflected, her smile tight as a drum, but her eyes screamed unease. I saw her shoulders tense once when he grazed her arm, pretending to review her work. It lodged in my chest, a splinter I couldn't shake. I started noticing the office's rhythm. Co-workers laughed at Paul's jokes, their eyes dodging Emma's. The break room chatter hushed when she walked in, like she was a ghost they didn't want to see. I wondered if I was imagining it, but the air felt thick, complicit. One afternoon, I tested the waters with Jake, another analyst, by the water cooler. "Paul's been weird with Emma, huh?" I said, casual. Jake's eyes stayed glued to his phone. "He's just flirty, she's fine. Don't stir crap up, man." His shrug was a door slamming shut. Paul's power was a chokehold, the company his kingdom. 3 months ago, it turned ugly. We were buried in a project deadline, burning midnight oil. I was wrapping up in the server room, the hum of machines my only company, when Emma's voice sliced the hallway, sharp, trembling. "Paul, stop, I'm not interested." My pulse spiked. I peered out. Paul had her pinned by the copy machine, hand gripping her arm, his grin like a wolf's. Emma yanked free, bolted, her sneakers squeaking on the tile. Paul laughed, low, cruel, calling after her, "You'll come around." My palms went slick, breath shallow. I should have stormed over, said something, done something. Instead, I stood, frozen, heart hammering. That moment's etched in my skull like a scar. The next morning, I found Emma in the break room, her coffee mug trembling in her hands. Her face was pale, eyes darting like a cornered animal's. "You okay?" I asked, voice low. She flinched, nearly spilling her drink. "Ryan, please, don't tell anyone. He'll destroy me." Her whisper was desperate, barely audible. I pushed. "What about HR? They could help." She shook her head, gripping my arm. "He's too connected. I've seen him fire people for less. I'll handle it. Promise you won't say anything." Her eyes pleaded, raw with fear. I wanted to protect her, but betraying her trust felt like another betrayal. I nodded, throat tight, hating every second. That week, the office felt like a pressure cooker. Emma moved like a shadow, avoiding Paul's gaze, her fingers twitching when he passed her desk. I caught Jake, Sarah, another co-worker whispering in the hallway, their voices dropping when I neared. "She's overreacting," I overheard Sarah mutter. "Paul's just being Paul." The words twisted in my gut. The company's silence was deafening, a collective shrug that made my blood simmer. Then Paul came for me. A week after the hallway incident, he summoned me to his office. The door clicked shut, his stare cold as steel. "I know you've been sniffing around, Ryan. Keep your mouth shut." or you're done. I'll make sure you never work in tech again." My heart slammed against my ribs, palms clammy, rent, loans. Claire, my life flashed like a bad movie reel. Losing my job would gut everything. I stammered, "Don't know what you mean." Bolted, my shoes scuffing the carpet. His threat clung to me, heavy, suffocating, seeping into every thought. Here's the twist. Claire, my fiancée of 1 year, was my North Star. 3 years together we were saving for a small wedding, dreaming of a life built on love, not money. She's sharp, works in marketing at another firm, with a laugh that could melt a server crash. We'd spend nights on our balcony, splitting cheap wine, planning a future, kids someday, a house, the works. A month after Paul's threat, I vented about work stress, keeping it vague, just calling my boss a jerk. Claire went still, her wine glass pausing mid-sip. Then she dropped a bombshell. "Paul's my uncle." I froze, waiting for the joke. None came. Her mum's brother, Paul. They weren't close. She hadn't mentioned it since I never named him. My pulse spiked, jaw clenched. "Why hide that?" She shrugged, eyes flicking to her phone. "Maybe a text, I don't know." "Didn't want family drama bleeding into work," she said. It felt like a blade's edge, sharp, cold. It got uglier. I told her about Paul's behavior, keeping Emma's name out, just a co-worker. Claire's jaw tightened, her fingers drumming the table. "Stay out of it, Ryan. You'll ruin everything. Paul's got connections. If you make him look bad, it'll tank my career. I've got clients tied to his network." Her voice shook, eyes darting like she was caught in a trap. I argued, "It's not politics, it's harassment." She snapped. "Family comes first. Promise you'll stay out of it." Her hands trembled, twisting her necklace, a gift from her mum. I couldn't promise. I switched topics, but my trust in her cracked like a dropped phone screen. The woman I loved was shielding a predator. Weeks dragged. A vice tightening. Emma dodged Paul, but she was fraying, missing deadlines, eyes hollow as burnt sockets. I saw her once in the cafeteria, picking at a sandwich, her shoulders hunched like she was bracing for a blow. Co-workers ignored it, Paul's paycheck powered a silent gag order. I stopped sleeping, my eyes burning from staring at ceilings. I bickered with Claire over dumb stuff, dishes, laundry, her late nights at work. I questioned myself. Was I overreacting? Was Paul just flirty? But Emma's fear when he grabbed her arm haunted me, a looping reel I couldn't pause. One night I sat Claire down, heart pounding. "Your uncle's crossing lines at work," I said, still vague. Her face hardened, lips a thin line. "Don't, Ryan. You don't get it. Mum's already on me about keeping the family tight. You'll screw us all." Her voice cracked, fingers twisting her necklace. I pushed. "He's hurting someone." She stood, chair scraping. "Drop it, or you're picking a fight you can't win." Ah! The door slammed behind her. That was the first night I slept on the couch. The silence, louder than any argument. The office became a minefield. I caught Paul watching me, his smirk a warning. Emma started taking different routes to the break room, her head down. I tried talking to another co-worker, Mike, over lunch. "Paul's out of line with Emma," I said, testing. Mike's fork paused, then he laughed. "She's too sensitive." "Paul's harmless. You want to be the guy who rocks the boat." His words were a brick wall. The company's loyalty to Paul, ironclad. I felt like the only one seeing the rot. So I rolled the dice. 2 months ago, I sent an anonymous email to HR, spilling everything. Paul's comments, the hallway incident, the pattern. Throwaway account vague to shield Emma, sharp to force action. I typed it in a coffee shop, heart racing, double-checking no one saw my screen. I hoped HR would handle it quietly, maybe warn Paul. Wrong call. HR launched a full investigation. Paul sniffed it out like a shark smelling blood. He didn't peg me at first, but he grilled everyone. Meetings, casual chats, his eyes probing. My nerves betrayed me, my hands fidgeting when he passed my desk. He locked on. My shifts were slashed, my work downgraded to password resets like some rookie. Paul was strangling my career without a word, his power a noose. Claire heard about the investigation through her mum. She cornered me at home, livid, her hands shaking as she gripped her phone. "Did you report him? I told you not to." Her voice was a blade, eyes darting like she was trapped between me, something bigger, her family maybe. I admitted I sent the email, my voice steady despite my racing pulse. She exploded. "You betrayed me, my family. Retract it or we're done." Her necklace glinted, a reminder of her mum's hold. I refused. "I can't live with myself if I let him hurt people," I said, fists clenched under the table. She stormed out, shouting, "You're choosing a coworker over me." It cut deep, not about Emma, but right versus wrong. Claire saw it as war. The investigation dragged, a slow bleed. Emma's desk sat empty some days. She called in sick, her voice brittle over email. I overheard Sarah in the break room muttering, "She's making a big deal out of nothing." The office split. Some whispered support for Emma, others sided with Paul's charm. I kept my head down, but Paul's eyes followed me, his smirk a promise of worse to come. My stomach churned daily, coffee my only fuel. Last month, HR closed the case. Emma, promised protection, spoke up, her voice shaking but firm in a closed-door meeting. Other women followed, 3, then 5, exposing Paul's years-long pattern. It was validating but gut-wrenching, a gallery of pain I'd only glimpsed. Paul was suspended without pay, termination looming, though his lawyers circled like vultures. But the hammer dropped. Someone leaked. I was the whistleblower. Maybe HR fumbled. Maybe Paul's cronies sniffed it out. My name was poison. 2 weeks ago, Paul's boss summoned me, cited subpar performance, fired me. No severance, just a cardboard box from my desk, mousepad, coffee mug, a photo of Claire. Me at the beach. I told Claire I was jobless, my voice hollow. She didn't blink, leaning against our kitchen counter. "I warned you, you made your choice." Her eyes were cold, no trace of the woman who'd laughed with me over late-night pizza. I tried, "It wasn't about Emma, it was about what's right." She cut me off, voice flat. "You picked a stranger over us." A week later, she handed back my ring, her fingers steady, moved to her sister's. Easily being Nigerian and baffled. "I can't marry someone who'd throw away our future," she said. My chest caved, breath catching like I'd been punched. I loved her, saw a life, balcony nights, kids, a home. Now I'm unemployed, single, crashing on my body's lumpy couch, firing off job applications to avoid. I keep replaying it. A broken record. Did I botch it by reporting Paul? I knew the risks, but losing everything. Emma thanked me, her voice soft, grateful. Said she feels safer but jumps at shadows, fearing retaliation. Some co-workers slap my back, call me a hero. Others avoid me, muttering I should have stayed quiet. My parents think I did right. Wish I'd been slyer, recorded Paul. Lawyered up. Claire's mum called, voice venomous, accusing me of humiliating their family, ruining Paul's career over misunderstandings. I wonder if I misread it, if I could have played it smarter. Did I see harassment where it was just flirting? But Emma's trembling hands, her whispered plea, tell me I didn't. Claire's betrayal burns like acid. Paul's her uncle, sure, but defending a predator, ending us. That's not the woman I proposed to on a rainy hike, her laugh echoing through the trees. I'm tempted to sue for wrongful dismissal, but lawyers cost money I don't have. I fear blackballing in tech, a small world where whispers travel fast. I stood for what's right. My life's ash, I'm staring at a future I don't recognize. Days blur into weeks. I haunt job boards, my inbox a graveyard of "we've moved forward with other candidates." My buddy's couch smells of stale beer. I'm down to instant noodles. I see Claire's smile in every corner of this city. Coffee shops we loved, the park where we planned our wedding. I keep her ring in my pocket, a cold weight I can't let go. Emma emails sometimes, checking in, her words careful, kind. She's still at the company, promoted now, but says the air's tense, Paul's allies lingering. I want to be happy for her, but my loss chokes me. Tried calling Claire once, late, after too many beers. Voicemail. I didn't choose Emma, I slurred. I chose me, who I want to be. Can't you see that? No reply. Her mum's texts flood my phone, blaming me for Paul's suspension, for Claire's heartbreak. I block her, but guilt lingers. Did I break Claire's world too? Or was she always ready to choose family over truth? I've been digging through feedback. Thanks for the perspectives. To clarify, I tried discussing Paul's behavior with Claire twice before reporting, but she shut it down as family business, her voice sharp, eyes avoiding mine. No proof of Paul's threats, just my word against his. Emma held back because Paul got an analyst fired for disloyalty 2 years ago. Gossip still circulates. The company's 200 strong, Paul's 20-year reign a fortress. I'm absorbing all takes, even the ones that sting. This blew up more than I expected. Thanks for the support, gut checks. News, Emma linked me with a lawyer exploring a wrongful dismissal case pro bono, citing the company's leak as gross negligence. No guarantees, but it's a thread of hope. Claire texted, I need space, no apology, her words clinical. I'm done chasing. If she can't see why I acted, we're dead. Job hunt's a slog. Landed 3 interviews, but text brutal. Some said, record future talks with Paul. Claire, smart. I'll do it, if they surface. To those calling me naive, you're dead on. I didn't see the blast radius. I'll update if the lawyer gains traction. Claire stirs trouble. Weeks later, I'm still treading. The lawyer's digging. Found HR's leak violated policy. Might be a case, but it's slow. I got a call back for a junior admin role, pays less. It's something. Claire's gone silent, but her sister DM'd, saying Claire's torn up, won't budge, still blaming me for family chaos. I didn't reply. Emma invited me for coffee. A thank you? She's thriving, wary, says Paul's allies are circling, waiting for her to slip. I smiled, hid my cracks, the ring's still in my pocket, heavier each day. I'm not the hero I thought I'd be, just a guy who did what he could, lost it all. I'll update if the lawsuit moves, life shifts. For now, I'm rebuilding.
Ryan, you took a stand, and that's huge. In my Asian culture, workplace harassment often gets hushed up to save face, letting creeps like Paul skate. Claire's loyalty to her uncle tracks. Family ties trump ethics here, especially when careers are linked. Still, reporting was right. Emma deserved it. I'd have tried talking to Claire first, though. Tough price to pay. Hope you land a job soon.
Man, reporting Paul without proof was a bold move, maybe too bold. In my country, whistleblowers get crushed unless they've got hard evidence. Paul's a creep, but Claire protecting her career and family. Cultural norm here. You could have nudged Emma to document stuff, stayed clear. Now you're out a job, fiancé. Moral wins don't pay bills. Good luck. Hope you rebuild fast.
From a collectivist culture, I see Claire's bind. Family loyalty is survival, especially in networked industries. But you are right to report, Paul. Silence fuels harassment. My office ignored a similar case to protect a star. You paid dearly, but you shifted the culture. Next time, get legal advice first. Try remote tech jobs to dodge Paul's reach. Stay strong.
Ryan, you meant well, but going to HR was a misstep. Tech's brutal. Guys like Paul are untouchable, and HR protects the company. Claire's choice sucks, but family and career ties are real. Helping Emma report herself might have saved you. You're jobless now, that's the system's fault. Check smaller firms. Paul's clout might not reach there.
As a woman in tech, I'm grateful you backed Emma. Harassment thrives on silence. My last job swept a creep's behavior under the rug. Claire's family loyalty is cultural, tied to status and networks, but it's no excuse. You did right, even if it cost you. Network outside your old company. Paul's allies linger. You're a good guy.
You jumped the gun, man. Paul's a jerk, but anonymous reports without evidence? Risky. Where I'm from, we confront privately. HR is a last resort. Claire's family first stance is cultural. Networks are everything. You put Emma in the spotlight, lost it all. A talk with Paul might have worked better. Tough lesson.
New courage is rare, Ryan. In my culture, complaints are taboo. Seniority rules, predators thrive. Claire is tied to her uncle's network, a cultural trap, but dismissing harassment is wrong. You did right by Emma. Secure evidence next time. Freelance tech work could bypass Paul's influence. Keep pushing forward.
I'm torn. Paul's behavior was gross, but reporting without a plan was a gamble. Here we settled disputes quietly. Systems favor the powerful. Claire's protecting her family, career, that's cultural reality. You're paying for integrity. Mediate next time. Smaller firms might hire you. Paul's reach isn't infinite.
From a feminist view, your stand was vital. Silence lets harassers like Paul win. Claire's loyalty shows how patriarchy binds women to family over ethics, especially in business. You lost big, systems broken. Connect with industry peers for jobs. Paul's network might block you. Keep your chin up.
Rough call, Ryan. Paul's unacceptable. But HR without evidence was a bad play. In my culture, you gather proof first. Systems screw the little guy. Claire's career depends on Paul. Family's her lifeline. You stood up, but at what cost? Build a case next time. Good luck.
I admire you, Ryan. But was there another path? Harassment's real, but whistleblowers here get burned without proof. Claire's family pressure is cultural. Women often uphold the clan. You did right, maybe talk to her first next time. Remote jobs could dodge Paul's clout. You've got this.
Paul's a predator, but you played it risky. HR's not your friend. Leaks prove it. Claire's family loyalty is cultural, her career's at stake. Help Emma document quietly next time. You're out everything. Freelance tech safer. Paul's influence might fade. Keep grinding.
You broke the silence for a month. That's powerful. Harassment's global, but reporting's costly. My job ignored a creep for value. Claire's family ties are cultural, not an excuse. You gained respect. Look into open source projects for work. Sidestep Paul's network. Stay focused.
Both sides here. Paul's wrong, but reporting without a net was naive. Confront privately, where I'm from. HR's a trap. Claire's practical, family's her survival. You lost big for morals. Check startups for jobs. Paul's reach might be limited. Good luck, man.
Your story's a reality check. Harassment persists because of silence. You change that. Claire's family loyalty is cultural, career-driven, but it's no defense. System failed you. Try contract tech work. Avoid Paul's allies. You're on the right path. Keep moving.